Okay, okay. Woohoo! I can talk for a little bit. Maybe I won't be long. We'll find out. But let me just before I begin, if anybody uses a Chromebook or a Pixel book, it can be extremely difficult to start a Hangout. This is a Hangout, so hopefully somebody will want to get into a dialogue with me about some things. But I was trying to start this Hangout, and it kept going to. Excuse me, I feel like a burp going on, so I'm trying to defeat it. I had the Hangout app installed on my Chromebook, and it kept going to the app, and I was getting frustrated. Like, yo, I'm trying to start this Hangout so I can have a dialogue, and it's going to the app, and I'm trying to talk, and I'm trying to start. It's like, doo doo doo. I'm like, man, you bastard. you, I'm about to go in now. You dumbass. I'm trying to talk. Damn it, let me talk. But anyway, it's just some things that I just want to discuss, things that are on my mind, and it's about the world, of humanity, ethnic groups, race, whatever you want to talk about. But it's like people are afraid to like love other people, especially like I hear a lot of catchphrases. It's not to diminish or put down people, but what does love look like? Does love have a color? Does love have a shape? Or for me, love is a feeling, just like fear is a feeling. And I really appreciate the feeling of love, the feeling of existence, the feeling of being, the feeling of appreciation, the feeling of learning, the feeling of growth. So I'm always confused. Well, I shouldn't really say I'm confused, but it's more about self-analysis. And I talked to BGS about it, and he really had me thinking. I mean, because I'm always thinking, but sometimes I don't think about how hard it is for the average person to self-reflect, to sit in silence and just to be and wonder why they exist and what is their purpose in life. And people just don't appreciate existence in itself. Like I say, I took the white pill and I just love everything. I love everybody. Um, I love that my lip got busted. Yeah, it was painful, but it let me know I was still alive. I love the danger of, oh my gosh, I better move out the way, or else it's a lion. I don't want the lion to eat me. You know, that I guess that's that adrenaline rush that you feel. And most people um, you feel automatically, but that's not a process the average person can control. So I'm always in quest in the hopes of controlling how I feel. So I guess that would make me quote unquote conscious. So I hear a lot of people say that they're conscious, but are you really conscious? Are you really aware of why you do what you do? Am I really aware of why I do what I do overall? And I ponder that. I'm always amazed at people being angry, by people being happy. I mean, just like happy is a great feeling, but because I know what happy feels like, I can internalize it. I can think about it, and I can create that feeling almost anytime I want to. So it perpetuates in my mind. And I understand the thing of love, a compliment, so many different things. Like I love when somebody says, you know, I'm trying to become successful. And I'm always asking them, what does that mean? Success to me is just completing a goal. That's all it is. So if my goal was to turn on YouTube and start a hangout, which I have done, I feel successful. And I wonder why so many people just can't be successful. Or I mean, I, like inadequacy. It's something I've never felt. You know, I've never felt inadequate. Now people can try to make me feel like that, and they say, "Oh, Charles, you're not dressed properly." You know, and I understand because this is the way this is the code of the situation. So I must conform to be a part of you. But still, I didn't feel inadequate. I may have felt improperly dressed. But you know, a lot of words are synonymous, so you can use it in any which way. But one thing I've learned is that we are all different. We don't all think the same. Some people feel like this, some people feel like that, some people want to hear it a certain way. And because I'm not speaking in the way that you want me to speak, looking at however I look or however you think I should be, and I don't communicate in the way that you think I should communicate. So a lot of people won't hear me. I'm telling you, I say this all the time. I think about my image, how I project myself, and I love me. I love to see me. I like the way I speak. I like any fallacies that you think I may have because it's amazing because you may think I'm a certain way. I like any mistakes that I make. I just love the whole essence of who I am internally and externally. And even if my external got destroyed, the internal, the spirit, who I am will still be me. So that's how I function in life. And I'm speaking all over the place, but um I named this love, fear, consciousness, the community, and YouTube because all of it goes together. I listen. I love to listen to people because I know that everybody is trying to do whatever they're trying to do, whatever their goal is, and I want everybody to reach their goal. So, like, somebody might actually be watching me at this time. I don't know because right now I'm just trying to get my monologue off, whatever monologue it is that I'm making up at this time that I'm just putting in my brain and spitting it out in the universe. And then this is part of my busted lip chronicles. But my lip is healing really well. It's like, woohoo, almost back to normal. I'm almost kissable. You give me some sugar and you won't get no blood on your lips. Or like Holly Money says, I can give you some money for that, honey. I'm joking. You can get, sorry, I went off on a tangent. But how I think about life, man, is people say they love, but you hold back your love out of fear. I did a video a while ago called "Do You Protect Your Heart?" And I'm serious. I seriously don't, because you can do whatever you want to do. You can steal from me. You can rob from me. You can love me and hate me. I can't control how you feel. I can just control who I am and what I project to you. So I'm always trying to project positive energy, and I'm always trying to engage in dialogues. I love to go to different places, but one thing that I've noticed about people, we're not really equal opportunists. I mean, what I mean by that is I may have said it wrong, but we don't give everybody an equal opportunity. And I'm trying my best to give people an equal opportunity. And I know that we are all different. The way that you think may not be the way that I think. And you may not be able to think the way I think, and we may not be able to relate, but doesn't mean that we're wrong. It just means that we think differently. And I'm always trying to tell people, I mean, I understand what you're saying, but sometimes I have to, because words mean a lot. So I tell people when they say that I'm wrong and it's not factual, I say, oh no, you just think differently than I do. I'm not wrong. You're not about to tell me I'm wrong. You're just about to show me your opinion. And you're telling me your opinion. And then in juxtaposition to what you're saying, I want to say what I say. Now, of course, just because a lot of people believe in a mass delusion. So a lot of things are wrong, but because everybody else says it's wrong, you just go along with the herd and say it's wrong too. Me, I don't do that. I'm going to question everything. And I will make a statement that I've had, and I will stand by this. Logic is only logic. That's all there is. So whenever you base something off of non-logic, I don't care how much you try to say is logical to them, it's still not logical. It's emotional and irrational. 2 + 2 is 4 to me. Now, there are different quantum variances that we can say, quantum mechanics says, or the quadratic, whatever I'm saying, but it's a stupid name, but you can always quantify something to a certain percentage, but what is, and what is absolute. So there's no such thing as absolute, so I can't be absolutely right, but you still can't tell me that what you're saying is logical, at least not logical to me. So me arguing over what is logical and what is not is sometimes just subjective, because people will never believe what you believe, because they believe what they believe. And no matter how right I think I may be, my right is still wrong. Oh, I said a lot right there, but please forgive me. Sometimes people know I can speak extremely fast, but the reason why is because my brain works so fast. If only you knew. Like, I try to listen to every video. If YouTube could let it go faster, I would go faster. If I could turn every audiobook as fast as I could go to make sure that it's not like too muffled in the sound, then I could go as fast as it is. So I think right now you can go like 3.5 on Audible. That's how I function. When I read extremely fast. So I can't even speak as fast as I can read. And sometimes I just, I've learned that like certain words you just don't even notice. Like I don't notice the and, because I already know I don't need the. I get it. I don't need the connection just to understand the positive nuances of the way that you should speak or how words should flow. Even though I do understand it in the context of conversation, but it's really necessary. Even some descriptions are like, I've just read. I don't need to know it's a vibrant red. It's really irrational, or not irrational, but it's not relevant to knowing that it's red. If a stop sign, I don't have to say it, the crimson red stop sign. It's irrelevant to me. But that's what I think overall. I think that a lot of people want to love, but they don't know what I love, so they live in a state of fear, and you always fear the unknown. And then you never become conscious. Like people say they're conscious, but you can't be conscious and hate people. It's impossible for you to really be aware of existence, aware of life, and hate, because you got to understand this is what life is. Life is about love, and life is about death. It is. Something had to die for you to live. Believe that. You have to consume energy, and all energy that we can transform from our bodies is pretty much organic. And so hard organic is life. It is pretty much. So it could be dead life that you're eating, like, when you kill the cow and eat the cow. I'm sorry, people that don't eat cows. Or you eat a plant. You still are eating dead life. That's what we do. We are maybe we're a bacteria. I don't know, I'm joking. We are all one thing, though. I'm speaking all over the church. Like, shut up, what are you talking about? Sometimes I'm saying stuff that's even over my head, but something the energy of the universe is saying, say it. So I'm just letting it go and letting it flow so you guys can listen to me and give me a thumbs down. I'm saying all this to set a premise up that I'm trying to structure as I'm talking to you. And I'm going to talk about a certain group, and a group I'm going to say is my people. Read through the code. So what I mean by that is, when you live in fear, and you live in fear because of lack, and you live in fear because you don't feel you get the same opportunity, it's kind of hard for you to love, because you don't look at people as trustworthy, you know, and that's something that we got to change as a group. Even me, I have to like greed, wanting things instead of just being happy at the moment. Uh, it can ruin you. A lot of people want a lot, and we live in a system. No matter how you feel about the system, it's still unfair. It's unjust. Life is unfair, and life is unjust. However, how can we transcend being unfair and unjust? That's the question I want to ask people. How can you let people live without being envious, jealous, or mad at how they live? If you're not hurting me and stealing from me and robbing from me and slapping me in the face and taking away resources from me, should I be angry at you? I shouldn't be. So I'm never angry at somebody who has been financially successful. However, what I will say is, if the people around you are not financially successful too, then you need to find some way to empower them to get to the same point. And if you floss being financially successful around people who feel that their quality of life is not on the same level as you, it may not end well for you. So you should make sure that you try to uplift and build up everybody who's in your circle, and you try to always be loving and don't let your fear or engaging in what I call bad behavior limit your ability to love other people. Because no matter what, you can't stop somebody from doing you harm. You can't. But what you can do is try your best to mitigate that. If I have $1 million and all my neighbors have $1 million, it's less likely they want to steal my money. So I want to make sure that everybody that I associate with has the same opportunity as much as possible as I do. And when it comes to finances and economics, emotions are your biggest weakness. I am a child of emotion too, so I get emotional. When you know that you could save some money, but instead of saving your money, you end up spending on something that's overpriced because you want it. That's emotion. It's like, okay, for instance, they had some Nike shoes came out, right? You know, you wanted to buy those Nike shoes. Somebody else who didn't want them knew you wanted to buy them. So they bought every pair of the Nike shoes that you wanted. And the shoes were originally $50, but they know that you want them. So they're going to sell it to you for $350. And you're going to pay because your emotions say, I need those shoes. Most people can't turn it off. It's just like they'll go into the movie experience. That's an experience. You know, you can say, okay, the tickets today are $20 for a pop. But damn it, if I wait 3 months, I can just buy the DVD for $15. Why would I go to the theater? But you're going to be late. Everybody's going to tell you. But that's emotion. And once you learn to control your emotion, you can change your prospect on life. You can change everything. You can say, I'm not emotionally bound. And have you ever noticed when products don't sell as rapidly as they think they should, they start lowering the price? Like some shoes. How about shoes? I'm trying to defeat it. The shoe may have been $350. Then you wait a month. The shoe that was $350 is now $99. Do you feel like a fool when you buy that at $350? I mean, and that's what it is. AM1, it's a brother on YouTube. He said something that was moving to me. Is like, you gotta. I don't know if I can phrase him right, but it was control the media. And if you can control the message, if you control what people see, you can control their emotions. The media controls their emotions. And if I'm gonna just say something, that's why most media is targeted at a specific group, specific either a gender or a group. That's what this is targeted at. So when you can control what message you receive, you can control people's emotions. So that's why so many people are appalled. They think certain things about a certain group of people, because if the media shows that I'm a criminal and I'm going to rob you, so it can be two scenarios like this. You can see somebody from a different ethnic group wearing Dickie shorts and a t-shirt, and you're going to say, there goes a skater. And you see another brother from a different ethnic group wearing Dickies and a t-shirt, and you say, oh my God, he's a thug. So you have to learn to control your image, project your image, say things that make people not think negatively of you. And you can't stop people because fear makes hate. So I try not to fear stuff. I try to know as much as possible, because once you know something, then you have less fear, even though things outside your control. And that's where most fear comes from, lack of control of stuff outside yourself. Most people fear the unknown. That's literally what it is. Fear stuff that they can't control or they can't stop something from going on with. I did a lot of talking without looking at the chat. I don't know if anybody's watching me or not. And if you're not, it's all good. I was saying some silly stuff. It's really no, what do you call it? No, chat. I don't know if anybody's watching. There's really no, oh, people are watching me. Oh, I'm surprised. I'm talking my butt off. Hello to everybody. Husky and Wolf Dog. I really appreciate your videos. Thank you. Pamela, I love you. You're awesome. Harold, what's going on, bro? I was just running my mouth, not even thinking about what I was saying. Niece Eats, what's going on, girl? I'll be feeling great. Brother Bex, I was watching you for a while. It's always a pleasure to see you. She TV, much respect. Zero Kelvin, what's going on, bro? What I would say is this. For anyone, if you feel like having a chit chat, I am doing a hangout. I will drop the link in the chat if somebody says, hey, they want to talk with me, because I just was talking about a whole mess of stuff, but it wasn't really to tell people one thing or do another thing. It's just that I see. Sometimes it's better when I can't see the chat, because then I start looking at what people are going to say. Hey, Summer, I gotta do some shouts out now. Everybody need to subscribe to SM Gamer, Fortnite #1. I'm joking, but Summer's a great person. SM Gamer, where you been at? How you been living? Haven't seen no videos pop up. Maybe it's me. Maybe I'm slacking as a follower of you. But I'm curious. How's everything going? How's everything going for everybody? Everybody feeling great? I hope so. If you want to, Brother Art, see, I just dropped a link in the chat, and if we get a what do you call it? Somebody who's going to troll, we'll handle them accordingly. And maybe we'll turn off the camera, but it doesn't really matter. I don't think nobody's going to do no crazy stuff. So that's what I'll do. If anybody wants to get on and chit chat, and we can talk about whatever the conversation flows where it can go. So let me go ahead and just do that and have a great conversation. But I'm happy to talk to my people. Whoever wants to have a chit chat. I haven't did a great hangout with people just hopping on and talking. Give me a second. Just give me a second. Okay, here we go. I'm gonna drop the link in the chat. Somebody want to come on and chit chat? Feel free. Feel free. I'm gonna say this. For me, life is great. I'm just trying to learn. I'm just trying to grow. And everything for me is about love. So how can I get people to connect? How can I get people to love other people? I'm not trying to put you down. I'm not trying to diminish you. We can talk about any issues that you want. Summer, I am doing great. SM Gamer, woohoo! I'm always doing great. I'm always feeling great. I don't know what else to tell people at all. I'm just my problem is anybody who knows me, not that much really bothers me. What bothers me is sadness. What bothers me is hunger. What bothers me is seeing other people in pain. And so for all my people in my life, all my friends, I want them to feel great. And I feel sad that I can't make everybody feel great all the time. But then again, some people don't know how to control their energy. So if I can help people maintain a positive energy field around them, that's what I want to give to them. I want you to feel love. I want you to feel joy. I'm not trying to cause you pain. And like this one, this is really just this is a hangout. So if you want to get on, we can have a chit chat and we can talk about whatever, because I love interesting conversations. I love dialogue. I love learning. I love growing. I don't have the answers. I'm not the most wise one. I try to think logically, but there's a lot of people that are way more. No, what's going on, brother?
What's going on, Charles?
Oh man, I'm chilling. I'm much appreciated, man, that you showed up and we could chit chat. What's on your mind? I'm ready to listen.
I just saw that you were talking. I just got in here. So what was the discussion you were talking about?
Well, earlier I was just talking about how I named the whole hangout love, fear, consciousness, the community, and YouTube, and how most people really want to love and connect with other people, but due to the fact that of fear, most people don't know how to move past fear to love other people. And I'm saying that most people say that they're conscious, or they're part of the conscious community, or they're part of this, they're part of that, but you can't be conscious and have hate. It doesn't make sense to me. Because consciousness would mean that you are aware of existence, you're aware of why you do what you do. And even if you hate something, you would hate from a place of love. I hate evil. What I mean, but let me break that down. And you can interject anytime you want. My friend and I we're talking about evil. And I was saying it may seem evil to you, but it doesn't seem evil to the person who's doing it. Like, let's say you were a little child and you took a magnifying glass and you started to burn ants. You want to see what it's like. You may not be doing it from a place of malice, because you're not really concerned about the ant's pain. Or when you eat some beef, are you thinking about the pain that the animal who was killed had to endure for you to eat that meat or whatever it is? So that's what I mean. That a lot of people say they're conscious, but are they really conscious? Because you're not even aware of why you feel the way you feel. And most people don't really want to build up the community. A lot of people talk about, I love the people, I love us, I love Black people, I love this group, I love that group, whatever it is. But how much are you going out your way to help the community in general? Are you trying to help people get to a better place in life? Like, let's say, I said it earlier, if I had $1 million, am I trying to make sure that everybody who's around me gets $1 million? I mean, are trying to help them earn that? Because if not, if everybody has $1 million and I got $1 million, it's less likely somebody's going to want to do me harm. But so many people are from that place where they're not helping the community, then get mad when people don't want to see them do well. And I want to see everybody do well. So that's just go ahead, speak.
Or it's kind of like I was just on Facebook before I got on this, and I was on a page of one of my friends who's a feminist, right?
Mm-hmm.
But on one of his pictures, he has a meme or video where this woman is trying to seduce this guy, and the guy hit the woman, and picture says "Be gone, thought." Now, normally, if you're a feminist, that a man hitting a woman the way that he did would seem, not right. But he did it as a joke.
Mm-hmm.
And this is what's confusing to me about that. It's okay, you say you're one thing, but then you laugh at another. And going off with the consciousness thing is that people want to say they're conscious, but they're not. Because in order for you to be conscious, you got to look outside of yourself.
Yes.
That's the way I've always looked at it. For me to be conscious, I have to look outside of what in my inner circle. I have to look at the world as a whole. And that's when you start to be conscious about your decisions, other people's decisions, why people do the things they do, why things are the way they are, accepting the reality around you as it is, not what that you want it to be.
Understood. But I'll say this, and this is not in disagreement with anything you said. However, I think you also have to look inside yourself. You also got to look outside yourself. What is your motivation? Hey, Ravina. Hey, Ravina, and the Lion and the Goddess. Thank you very so much for that that astrological horoscope type thing. I don't know how to name it, but you know what I mean, sister. I hope you're feeling great. I hope everybody's feeling wonderful. And anybody who wants to feel free to hop in and have a conversation, we can do that. Me and my brother Art just having a chat, and it's not going to just be like I'm always inclusive. I'm not exclusive. So anyone who wants to say whatever they want to say from whatever group, I'm always willing to listen to what other people have to say so I can learn. Yeah, brother Art, I feel that a lot of people, due to what they've experienced in life, limits them from really connecting to other people, and that's what I believe. I wish that more people were more open to learning from other people and try to support other people. That's what I'm about. But feel free to speak, bro, because I'll keep on. Hey, happy vlogs. Much respect to you. Much respect to everybody. I can't shout everybody out all the time, but I got nothing but a love for everybody. So go ahead, brother Art, speak. Feel free.
No, I just don't think that you're gonna connect with a lot of people just because that you're an individual. You're different than everybody else. A lot of people are going to be different. There's certain things that I know people that I'm never going to have a connection with, and I'm okay with that.
Yeah, I understand.
And where there's going to be situations where me and other people are going to bump heads.
Yeah,
that's fine. That's just normal human behavior.
It is. But let me ask you some questions. This makes this extremely interesting to me. How come most people can't tell when somebody has their best interest in mind? Like, there's a lot of people who really have the best interest of others. Like when it comes to YouTube,
because people lie.
Because what?
Because people lie.
But okay, so how do you know how to trust? When do you start trusting?
Sorry, good. Say that again.
When do you start trusting? How do you know who to trust?
Me, simple. As soon as you do something that is a detriment to me or anyone around me, I cut you off.
Understood. So don't continue. Feel free. Don't get
I just cut them off. Like when I was younger, I trusted a lot of people, and those people burned me. So now, I used to hang out with at least about 10 people. Now I just probably hang out with maybe 2. That's it. I mean, you're gonna have to go through those growing pains when about trusting people, and you have to understand that not everybody has your best interest in mind. You're gonna have a lot of people that's gonna be jealous of you just because you're doing well for yourself, and they're stuck. I've had that happen to me. I used to have a friend that because things were going right in his life, and because I got a job that was getting paid more money and this, that, and the third, that I started to see who he was for real when it came to me. I'm seeing that with people who I interact with. It's like, okay, this is who you really are. Because people don't want to show you who they really are up front.
I'm listening.
So they're gonna show you on the back burner.
Okay, so when you say who they really are, what do you mean by that? Can you elaborate on that for me? Like, explain.
Basically, I was with the friend I told you about. Come to find out that he really didn't have a good opinion of black people, to say the least. But I was his roommate.
Okay.
And you know the old saying, you're not like the rest. That, you know,
Oh, wow.
that kind of person.
Yeah,
But as soon as I started doing better for myself and doing well for myself, then I start seeing the whole dark side of his personality.
so
Like he did some things that I never thought he would never do. Like he slept with his best friend's girlfriend. I never thought he would do that, but when I saw that, I was like, wow, okay.
that's interesting. I like that you brought that up. It makes me want to go a different way with this. But you do understand that everybody doesn't seem like what's moral to you, or that would be, is not immoral to somebody else. What you may consider degenerate behavior, somebody else might say, "Well, this is what we do." Because a lot of people that do this is
Well,
go
are
ahead.
you? Well, my thing is this. I don't think no one would be okay with someone else sleeping with someone else's significant other or spouse behind their back.
Understood. I totally understand what you're saying. I do. I'm not arguing that. I'm not arguing that at all. But I'm telling you, to him, he thought nothing of it, or he would not have done it. Do you understand the point? Or even if it was something wrong with him, his nature, his desire, his lust of that woman was way more important than what you thought of him, or it wasn't his feeling shame wasn't enough for him to stop him doing what he does. So when I hear that, I totally understand it. I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm not disagreeing with you. However, a lot of people don't understand how much innate nature can defeat any type of moral programming. That's why people do what they do. That's why people divorce. That's why people have affairs. That's why, and they may know it's wrong, but for that instant, their nature defeated their programming, ethically or morally. Like, baby, it was just one time. I didn't mean for her to get pregnant, but it still happened. So
Well,
what do you? Yeah, I'm listening. Go ahead.
well, that's the thing with morals. That morals are nothing more than a social construct.
Agreed.
So if you're living in a society that has a social construct of things you should or should not do, then you grew up in that. Those shape your morals.
Understand.
So even though the minority issue of it does not supersede the majority of the social construct that we live in, meaning that someone can kill you, and he may not think nothing of it, but society as a whole says that's morally wrong.
Yeah.
So who wins out in that when your society can actually put you in jail for doing something that you never thought that was wrong?
Yeah. Man, I don't have the answer. I mean, you raising some good topics up, bro. I think that what most people don't think about is morals and ethics are skewed, and what's morally right in a certain community may be morally wrong somewhere else. And it's things that, like, for instance, I got to bring some stuff up, but now marriage is diminishing overall. A lot of people used to get married. Now people are having children out of wedlock. People are not afraid of divorce. Things are happening that not even 40 years ago would be like considered taboo. So society slowly changes. The morals slowly change. Like tattoos. People who got tattoos back in the day were, the outliers, the fringe, the rebels. Now it's normal. It's common. Everybody has tattoos all over the place. I mean, the common conversation is, how many tattoos do you got? How many tattoos do you have on your body? Oh, I got 20. You know what I mean? So the ways that the agreements seem to change, but it's I gotta give BJ's credit on this one. I gotta give him the credit for this one, even more than even my own research collaborates it. But if it wasn't for him really pointed out, I would have never thought about it. And I've Tragedy and Hope, the book breaks it down, how the environment changes faster than human biology. So we try to adapt to the environment, but our nature can't keep up to the adaptations that we try to make to the environment. You understand what I'm saying, brother Art?
Yeah, I mean, your society is going to change. I
Yeah.
mean, because people change regardless. But the only problem that we're having now is because of technology and all that stuff, is that it's changing too rapidly.
Yes.
And so our biology is not keeping up
Exactly.
to what's going on, which is why we have a lot of the problems we having right now.
Yes.
Right.
I agree. Yeah, I think most people are not aware of it, but it's people that are traditional. It's people that are really quote unquote conservative, but even the people who are conservative are really, really flexible. So the things that you would accept now, you wouldn't have accepted 30 years ago, because the rapid rate of change wasn't even predicted. Now it's changing so fast that to keep a society together, you have to make concessions that before you would not make concessions. But due to technology, and most people understand that, if you study politics and watch what's going on, when technology increases, reproduction rates drop because the necessity of children is not necessary. So to keep political power, to keep world power, people will start to watch how all the abortion law will be rescinded because they would love to keep the numbers up so they can be competitive in this world that we have now.
Go ahead, I've been getting into too many arguments with the abortion thing.
Go for it. Go ahead. You know, I'm not going to argue with you. I'm going to just ask you why you think what you think. So go ahead and say
I'm not afraid because one thing about me, I'm going to speak my mind regardless.
I love to hear it. So feel free. Let it go.
People don't understand about the abortions is that they want to look at it like we're taking away women's rights and stuff like that, which kind of you are, but you have to look at it's kind of like what B just says. You got to be a sheep. Don't be a sheep. Be a shepherd. And you have to look at like the aging population. You have to also look at our birth rates have been down for the past 100 years, slowly going down, rapidly went down. You have to also look at that. You got a lot of what is it? Out of wedlock birth rates are high. I think it's like 80% for the black community, 50% or 55% for the white, which has grown a lot over the past couple of decades, and they've written books about this. So, and the people that's trying to control this society, manage society, what it's kind of like, I have to ask people like, if you were in control of people of your society and you see a decline in birth rates, you see people not getting married anymore, you see all these things that are happening within your society, and you know that once you reach a certain age point where probably like 40 or 50% of your population is over the age of 65 because people are not having kids, that's an issue that needs to be fixed.
I don't disagree, but I will say this just to start a dialogue, and I'd love to hear anybody in chat has a thought about it. Most people don't look at world politics or geopolitics in a way where they understand why the laws are changing, because it's all about control. The United States was the world superpower. Right now, China has the population and the control. That's why we have like even the quote unquote trade war that is starting to start is all about control and power. That's why all countries are moving towards the Middle East and Africa, because it's all about control. And most people don't really think about it. So the way you can compete is either you're going to have more advanced technology, quote unquote, weapons, or you're going to have a bigger population, because numbers you can't kill everybody, and you can produce when you have more people until you can get robots to start doing it. So a lot of these things are happening due to power, and I don't think people really think about it like they should. I mean, until go ahead, feel free.
No, I didn't mean to interrupt you. Go ahead. Get your thought out.
I want to hear. I'm not gonna forget. Go for it. Speak.
Hardly anybody thinks about geopolitics. That's the issue. Because when I have these conversations with people, they think I'm lying. Even though I show them articles, I show them charts and all this other stuff, they get into their feelings more instead of looking at things as, which I can understand, especially women about this, because this is a sensitive issue for women, sensitive subject, which I totally understand. It's just that a lot of times I have to understand that a lot of people are not ready for this information because it's overwhelming to them. And so they tend to push it off to the side, even though you do have records and stuff like that, and they won't even look at it. And, you know, you can't blame really them per se. It's because most people just want to get a paycheck, go home and relax.
I totally understand. I'm like, most people really want a simple life. Most people want to just take it easy, love their kids, love their family, love if you marry your husband or wife, pet your dogs. You want that simple life, but you have to think long term. Tomorrow, whatever cushion job you have may not be there. Your quality of life may not be there. So what are you going to do? And the only way that you can to be prepared is to learn about it. So there's lots of people out here that are teaching people how to create streams of revenue or to take care of themselves with farming or what do you call it? communes or networking, so that if things do take the drastic turn, you'll be able to survive. So the reason, like like this whole hangout was just to get people to talk about love, fear, being awake, being aware. Remember, even geopolitics, the community is the whole world. So you have to be able to protect yourself along with the whole world to stay safe. So these are the dialogues that we need to have. I'm branching it off all over the place, but like I say, I'm dropping a link in the chat. So if anybody has an opinion, feel free to hop on and talk. And it's just a discussion. I don't have to agree. It doesn't mean that you're wrong. We just don't agree. Me and Brother Art just happen to agree on pretty much most things. We probably have a different perspective on things, but it's not to the point where it's going to be vitriol. So if anybody feels free and they want to hop on and talk, they can. So continue, Brother Art. I can keep on going, but I'd love to hear what you got to say about anything.
No, it's just because I was just having these conversations with people, and the amount of middle fingers and FUs I've gotten over the course, where it was like, wow, you really can't have a discussion with someone without someone dropping an F-bomb to you.
So how do you phrase it? How come, what are you talking, like, how, I don't know what discussion you're having. You talking about abortion? Are you talking about the changing of the world? What do you bring up so I can understand why
well, this week has been abortions.
Mm-hmm.
And I've gotten a lot of F-bombs thrown at me, and I don't get mad at it. I really don't, because there's one lesson that my father told me that I tried to adhere to, and it's the don't let anyone throw you off your center.
Well, my question would be for anyone: how do most people feel about abortion? For anybody in the chat, like, what are your thoughts? I would love, like, I don't mind hearing somebody's thoughts. You're not wrong. So if you say you're pro-choice or you're pro-life, I just want to understand how you feel about it. And if this, let's say you're on this is for ladies and men. If you are on an island, it was only 20 people and you needed 100 people to survive, would you guys still let somebody, would you be an advocate for abortion, for pro-choice, or would you say, oh no, you would sacrifice for the group? That's the question for anybody who wants to answer. I don't think nobody will, but I'd love to hear their thoughts, because it's really interesting when you look at it. Like, I am never going to tell somebody what they need to do. I think that you always have the right to do what you want to do. But I think that the only problem I always thought with the law was too many people could manipulate it to get to an advantage. And people said, what are you talking about? But it can be used like a lot of things. There's no perfect system. So I've always thought that if a man and woman make an agreement, and you guys, the guy says, okay, I'm gonna wear a condom, I don't want to have any children, the woman agrees, she's supposed to take the pill, then she decides to have the baby anyway, and then she says she had to pay for it. I've always been an advocate of if you believe in abortion, then it's your choice. But if they take it away, then it's not your choice, and everybody got to be more cautious. So that's always been my argument. Is a lot of people that manipulate people who have money to have children when they really don't want to love their children, and they knew they were in situations where people weren't together, and they still decided, even though you guys agreed upon and you said you were going to take the morning after pill, you decided not to, and now he has to pay. I always thought that was wrong, but that's just me. I don't mind catching the flack for that, but that's only because you always have a choice where men don't have that choice. No matter what, they never had a pill for men. Men can wear condoms, men can abstain for sex, he can get a vasectomy, but a man has never had, can never say, I don't want to be the father, but that they gave the mother the same choice. But go ahead, I know why. I could go deeper. Go ahead.
I mean, there's a reason why.
Yes.
You think your birth rate's low now?
I already know. Yeah, I already know. I already knew the answer.
Yeah, I mean, they're not going to they're not going to have. Yeah, they're not going to have men to have agency over their own sperm, because with these laws they have now for child support and all that stuff, men wouldn't have kids.
Yep. They wouldn't. They wouldn't. And I don't think. Yeah, they wouldn't. The problem is it's hard to turn out biology. Men still want women. They still want to procreate. To want to procreate is natural. That's not something to turn off. If you put any man or any woman on an island together for a month, I bet you something's going to happen. I don't care who it is. It's going to happen because it's innate. Just like, how long could you go without eating if food is right there? You know what I mean? People will argue it. It is what it is. That's what we're designed to do. You're designed to procreate. That's what we do. And we have laws, morals, ethics in place to keep us working within a structure. Because if everybody could do what they really want to do, you go after a certain type, and this, everybody else would be left out on the code. It really would be. Go ahead.
My thing is this: if they do get rid of abortion, then I am an advocate for having the morning after pill part of a woman's healthcare plan, because I mean that would be only fair.
But wouldn't that be abortion? Wouldn't that still technically be abortion?
Not really, because you haven't conceived life yet. You're blocking it.
Okay,
and the reason why I say that is because when I had an ex that had an abortion, and because of the abortion, she had a scar on her uterus.
Understood.
And so now she's unable to have kids.
Wow.
And so I see the dark side of people having abortion after abortion. You can become barren if they do it wrong or leave a scar and stuff like that. So especially if the doctor does it wrong or he leaves a scar or anything like that and it damages your uterus and now you unable to have kids.
I understand.
And the simplest thing that people can do is just wear a freaking condom.
Yeah, but the condom is still not 100% sure. That's the best thing somebody could do is abstain. I'm not telling people to do that, but that's really what it is because it's always a risk if you're not ready to be a parent.
Hell, female condoms are more safer than male condoms.
You know, I'm about to beg here. I just want one person who's a woman who wants to hop on and join this conversation, because when you have two men having a conversation, it's kind of biased and skewed. And I know that somebody thinks differently. You don't have to be vehemently passionate in opposition to our position, but I would still love to hear your perspective because I don't have the answers. I may be totally wrong, and I would love for somebody to say something different so I can see a different perspective, because I come from my own, just my view, and Brother Art's view is similar to mine, but I always want to know what the ladies think. I'm speaking about something that should be extremely sensitive and critical, and women should want to voice it. And that's one thing, I'm about to go off on a tangent, people. That's one thing that I kind of dislike. Like I never really want to be a big YouTuber, but I wish I had more reach so more people would talk to me. We can have more open conversations, and I can accept passion. I just want people to let me speak because I'm gonna let you speak. That's why Brother Art is always free to come on my page. So say whatever you want to say. Anybody's free. I'm not gonna stop you. Even if I disagree, I may ask you why you think that, but I'm not gonna tell you you're wrong unless it's hateful to me. And Brother Art, I do disagree a little bit with the morning, like, because if the morning after pill, like you conceive as soon as you have sex, like as soon as the sperm hits the egg. That's what I thought. So if you're taking a pill,
no, it takes about 2 weeks for you to conceive.
Okay, I gotta look it up. I don't know. So I'm not about.
I looked it up. I've looked it up. It takes about I think once the sperm enters the female body, it takes about 2 weeks for the woman to know that she's pregnant.
Okay, well, so I got to do more research. I really don't know. I thought as soon as so you're saying it take like 2 weeks for the sperm to get to the egg? I thought it was like pew off to the races, and sperm number one is swimming up fast.
No, I mean you got to think about that. There's like
gonna make it to the goal. Bam! He scores.
There's like millions of sperms that try to get to the egg, but there's really only one. So really, the odds of you being born is like you got to be lucky. The sperm has to be lucky to get in, and so it takes about 2 weeks.
I gotta look it up, bro. I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm ignorant of it. It just sounds extremely far fetched.
But any women want to confirm or deny that?
Well, yeah, we had sex 3 weeks ago, but I just found out today. I just got pregnant. I always thought it was like the same day. I thought it was like rapid fire, like machine gun.
No. It takes about 2 weeks.
That's a name. I named him down here. I named him AK-47 because he's shooting, baby. I'm joking.
No, it takes about 2 weeks.
Oh, I did not know that.
Yeah.
Oh, man, that's kind of crazy. I'm sorry, ladies. I'm sorry for anybody. I just like to make jokes, but I really wish I had a different perspective or a different opinion, because I really don't have the answers. And I'm like, man, what are we gonna do?
Because I've always looked at that and I say, okay, if she says she's pregnant and it's been a month, and it's been a month since y'all had sex, then you might want to ask some questions. Just saying.
So you say anything longer than 2 weeks, then there's a problem.
There might be a problem, yeah.
I wish I had the answer, man. Well, I wish we had some biology major hop on and educate us. I'm not saying you're wrong, bro. I just wish I knew more. I just wish I knew. So what do you think the future is of America, Brother Art? What do you think is going to happen here?
if we keep going down the path that we're going to end up going back 70 years.
Elaborate on that, because you got to break that down to me so I understand.
When the baby boomers die off, you're gonna have a lot of problems as far as economic, because you're not gonna have that many people working, because of technology. This is the reason why they're talking about doing the UBI, because Universal Basic Income, for those who don't know the acronym. And I think is what it's going to end up being is that you're going to have the haves and have nots in your society. Where, have you ever seen the movie? What was that one? Automata, whatever. What's the actor?
I know what you're talking about. Antonio Banderas, that one?
Yeah.
I know the movie. I have never watched it. I know it. Atomica or something. I know exactly what you're talking about. I've seen it. I mean, I never watched it. It always caught my eye, and I said, "No, I'm just not gonna watch it." But you say it's good, right?
Yeah, it's pretty good. It was on Netflix. I watched it. You want to have people that want to have the money that's going to live in these nice apartments, but then you're going to have the people on the outside living in shanty towns. It's not going to have anything.
That's like the movie from Matt Damon. What's the name? I can't think of that one where he had to go to everybody lived on the satellite and everybody on Earth lived like in trash.
Elysium.
Yes, that's similar.
Yes, I think that's where we're going to head to. It's either you have it or you don't. Because our middle class is eroding away.
And tell me why you think that is. This is interesting. Man, you done made it. Man, you made this interesting. This is thoughts. Thank you for going here. And why do you think the middle class is going away? I'm asking you questions.
Because there's not enough money to go around. You got a lot of middle class families moving into apartments now. You got a lot of I was just watching a TV show a couple years ago where the woman felt bad that she didn't have like her shower was not separate from her sink.
Understood.
Like she's come from this high privilege, area that she had to drop down to middle class.
Okay.
And just same thing with middle class. More middle class people are actually trying to cut back, and they're becoming a little bit below middle class. And
yeah,
it's getting it's shrinking because the middle class right now, I think it's like you have to make at least 56,000 a year.
I'm listening.
There's not that many jobs that pay that well.
Yeah, but like I watched this video, right? And I gotta link it. It was about some girl, a white girl. She was 22 years old, making $55,000 and living in Los Angeles. And I was just thinking, how many brothers do I know at 22 years old that are making $55,000? I don't know any. Like, I don't. And she was working for a movie studio, and I'm thinking, man, that shows you the economic gap between groups, ethnic groups, people overall. And I'm thinking, man, it's crazy. And I think that, but I have to give her kudos and credit, because from watching how she had separated her budget, she was living really she was really financially savvy. So I think she was spending like $70 a month to maintain her car, and she was spending less than $400 on food a month. And I'm thinking, man, that's amazing, because food is expensive. If you eat healthy, and you're going to spend at least $75 to $100 a week, even more, and just to stay under that $400, because really. No, but think about eating really healthy, really healthy. You know how much an organic grass-fed steak is? Do you know how much one of those are? Or if you,
I never ate organic grass-fed steak, so I don't know. So I'm just saying, like, not everybody's gonna eat organic grass-fed steaks, so they're gonna get the cheaper steaks, like the cube steaks and stuff like that.
Yeah, but I'm using her. I'm just using her. How quality of life it changes people. It's like see, we all got different views on wealth and what we should have and how we should live. I totally understand it. As somebody who only has a cell phone to shoot YouTube videos on, and how YouTube kind of made a class distinction when they turned off the ability for people to under 1,000 subscribers to do live streams to get their watch time up. I said, man, that's a class issue, because they're assuming that more people will buy a cell phone before a computer because they can't afford all that. And if I can eliminate having to pay money, it was a class thing, and most people didn't realize it. So what you're talking about, the middle class, I think that it's a lot of, when you're sold the American dream, when everybody wants to live on their own, when they don't want to cohabitate, when they don't want to be together, when they don't want to share resources, when they want their own space, you limit your wealth. And people talk about generational wealth, but it's because families create units, and with units, that's how you get money, because everybody works together and everybody shares resources. So if we have this, go ahead, I'm listening. I'll come back. Go ahead.
Well, I mean, that's also too. I mean, if everybody's living on their own, then what's going to happen to your housing market and all these family homes?
Well, what it is that people,
because you have to understand that marriage is dying.
Okay, let me break it down. You asked a great question, and this is a great argument. What's going to happen is with people with wealth will buy up the family homes, and people are still going to need somewhere to live. So people will move into them, but they will just either they'll break them up into apartments, or they'll overcharge the people who will live with extended families because they can't really afford to outright buy a home, which is nothing wrong with it. But if they all get together and they all can earn some type of money, then they could generate wealth. But it's hard because most people, including myself, sometimes it's hard to stop wasting money. It becomes, okay, I want to go see the end game. I want to go buy this new video game. I want to go buy this new cell phone every year. I'm going to lease it, and I don't have a business to go against. So it's, man, this is interesting. I wish other people would hop on and get into an argument with us. I don't think we're arguing.
Nah. Well, that's the thing though, Charles, is that you got these 3-bedroom houses, because most houses today are going to be 3 or more. And depending on where you're at, your property taxes, all this other stuff. And a lot of people don't have a lot of money laying in the bank to get a house.
Yes.
To get a loan. So you got all these family homes. Everybody's living by themselves because not everybody is going to have a family. Yes. Right now, we're living in a society where everybody wants to live by themselves. I don't want to get married. I don't want to have kids. So the dynamics change. This is the reason why they said that they have to market the men about buying certain household products, because they never done it before. Yeah, they always market it towards women because women had the kids. Women know what the kids like as far as like detergents and stuff like this. So now they have to market the men to buy detergent. You know, man, if we back in the day, we just picked something up from the that was the cheapest thing. Now they got to figure out how they're gonna get us to spend our money.
Yeah, I understand it
because the dynamics have changed.
Yeah,
and when you live by yourself, it's expensive.
Oh man, you maybe want. I see. I try not to go certain places with conversations, but we all know who consumers are gender-wise when it comes to the world. It's usually the markets to women because women are better consumers. Because I love for any lady who's listening to get mad at me, but they assume, or it's been predicted, or it can be quantified, that women react more emotionally, are more likely to do impulse buy, and to try to fit in, they'll do what other people do. Where men are more standoffish, or usually more logical in their assessment. Now, I don't really need that. And how can they change the thought process of men to want to consume like that? That's the question. So I got to be more aware, because there got to be some type of subtle programming going on. And I think what I would do if I was into it, it would be marketing to men through because most men don't really watch TV like women do.
Because there's nothing on TV for there's nothing on TV for men.
But men will watch like social media, Instagram, that type of stuff, and that's how products are sold to you. Because if something is sold, like, I got to think about it. Let me come back to it. But I'm thinking it's subtle marketing, and no matter what, you can get influenced. You can get influenced by what you see over time. So I may not want something, but if you keep showing it to me in different marketing in the media content that I consume, sooner or later, I'm gonna be compelled to make a purchase that I probably wouldn't do normally. And that's what I think most people don't realize, is that it's a lot of subtle programming going on. And because we don't control the media, we can't control the advertisement. And it's hard to do it because they will limit the conversation. And like this, I think the conversation that you and I are having is dynamic. But and it could be, okay, YouTube could just push something like this out. But because is not helping whatever agenda somebody may want, this conversation will never reach 1,000 people. I'm just saying it is what it is. And there are lots of other people, lots of other great channels, lots of other people saying good things that I will never see. And the only reason I see a lot of great people is because either I go to networking streams or I go to live chats where there's lots of people, so I can find different people saying different things, but it doesn't pop up in the algorithm. And that always perplexes me, and it makes me mad. It makes me, I shouldn't say mad, but angry, because I'm saying you're not giving everybody a chance. But it's more to it than I know, and I think it's programming. But I'm done with that. Brother Art, you can talk all you want, because I gotta think.
Well, you're thinking about Dollar Shave Club. They market more towards men, right?
Yeah.
But they have feminine products. But their main source of where they market at is YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
You don't see Dollar Shave Club on TV.
Okay.
I've never seen it. So yeah, when you go to YouTube, is mostly dominated by men because men don't have anywhere for them to go as far as like television. Television is dominated by women. YouTube is dominated by men. So you're going to see a lot more advertisements for men on YouTube. I mean, I'm pretty sure you've seen the whole like I said, Dollar Shave Club, and then that one commercial where it's talking about men chafing, that lotion or whatever. You probably see more like work boots, stuff like that. More games being up here, game channels.
Yeah.
All that stuff is geared towards men. So when they market towards men, just look at YouTube and you'll see how they're trying to market towards men.
I got to pay more attention, man. Listen, I'm gonna speak, brother Art. Hey, Mama Floxy. Of course, I hope much love to you. Hope you're feeling great. The Lion and the God, as I already said, love to you, but it's awesome. The conversation is open to anybody who wants to join. I don't know who's listening. I know a lot of people probably won't want to hop in and converse with us, but I'm always trying to get different perspectives. And I named this hangout Love, Fear, Consciousness, the Community, and YouTube. So I'm just reiterating what it's about so people want to know. And my conversations are always dynamic. They're not static. So you can talk about whatever you want to, but for a while we were talking about how they're changing the laws governing abortion, or trying to overturn with Roe versus Wade. So that's what it was, right? I'm not, I forget.
Yeah, Roe versus Wade.
Yeah. So I just love to hear different people's perspectives. And they were talking, like, since I said love, fear, consciousness, the community, and YouTube, I talked about the community and how in general we don't work as a group due to fear, and then how the world is changing, and what when I say society or the people in charge are doing to mitigate losing power. And then we were talking about programming and how a lot of people are programmed to follow certain agendas. And then I brought up YouTube, even YouTube, which is a platform, is kind of showing classism. This is my thought process, because once they said that smaller YouTubers couldn't stream from their mobile devices, that tells you classism, because most people are going to buy any type of technology. Why would I buy a computer when I can buy a cell phone and do everything I could do on a computer? So like, more people of affluence will most likely have a desktop, a couple laptops, and setups. So just saying that you got to have 1,000 subscribers wouldn't hurt them. But people who are coming from the small community, all I got is a cell phone. So how can I stream? So they got to find workarounds. So I think it's all about class. It's all about limiting people's opportunity and keeping you, even though people hate to say it. That's why I'm always going to promote networking and people connecting with each other, and subscribe to this person, subscribe to that person, and try to give them as much watch time as possible so they can reach a wider audience. Because these are the rules that YouTube said. So even on my page, I'm never stuck to one group or community, because I want everybody to feel welcome, even though I come from a different perspective, a different place than most people. I'm not opposed to anybody else. I'm a Black man in America. I've been pulled over this year that most people can't relate to. This year, what is it, May? I've been pulled over 3 times. I ain't got a ticket yet. Last year, I probably got pulled over 5 times. It never got tickets. I please see me walking down the street. Where are you going? What are you doing? Can I search your pockets? Type of stuff that people have never faced in their life. So I don't have a problem talking about things, but my channel is never about alienation or division. It's about love and connecting and unity. However, I'm always against oppression, but I'm for connection and getting people to see that we are all human, because we all are trying to live, feed our families, have a high quality of life, and be educated and be safe. That's what we're about. That's what I'm about. And anybody who's in opposition to that with me, then I'm not the channel for you. But what I will say is this. I will let anybody from any group, from any walk of life, even somebody who comes with hatred towards me, can talk to me. But once I see that you got hatred towards somebody else, I'm in opposition for that, and I won't allow that on my page. But that's just all I got to say. And anybody who wants to hop on, feel free, feel welcome. I can make a lot of jokes. I'm a real silly dude, but right now I'm having a more serious conversation with my brother Art, and I want everybody to feel free to speak their mind or say whatever they want to say. And you can even change the dynamic of the conversation, because it's not static. But anyway, so brother Art, I got a question for you. I never probably asked you this, but why do you think that most people don't even notice the oppression that happens with groups of people? I like why are so many people oblivious to the pains of others, in your opinion?
They're comfortable in their lot of life. I can do it. Why can't you? Well, there's reasons why I can't do it, because you're on my neck.
I don't think most people. Go ahead, continue.
But people don't tend to look down to see, oh, I do got my foot in your neck, or they do know, they just choose not to look down. Well, it's that whole situation where I know. Have you heard of Jane Elliott?
I know the name.
The white woman, the little white woman that had the blue eye brown eye test.
Yeah. Okay. Go ahead.
All right. You remember the woman that made a big scene? I think she was like a white girl with glasses, and they were talking about racism, and she had to storm.
Educate me.
Well, she has stormed out of the class that she was teaching because they were talking about race and
I remember now. I looked it up. I remember Jane Elliott. I remember the whole situation now. Totally remember.
And when that woman came back, she's talking about, I'm sorry that racism happened. And she said, no, you're going to apologize to all these black people here because you exercise a right they can't. You can go outside these doors because you know it's not going to happen to you. Black people can't. When they turn the TV off and go outside, they're still black. Yeah, there's nowhere in America that we can go where we're not going to be seen as black. Even if you are a gay woman and you want to say that, okay, I'm a gay woman and I get oppressed. First thing people want to look at you is your skin color. They don't know that you're gay. All they see is a white woman. When they look at a black woman, they don't look at her as a woman. She's a black woman. It is what it is.
I think a lot of this is taught and people don't know it. It is taught, and it's taught from an early age. So once you teach something, it's hard to break it. It's like, and I think about this subconsciously.
Well, is it taught or is it refocused?
You got to elaborate on that.
Humans have always did not like things that were different from them.
Agreed.
So do we just refocus that energy towards race?
I got to think about it. I don't have the answer to that. I don't know. I can't answer that, bro. I'm gonna give that some thought. I can argue it, but my argument has no substantiation other than statistics, and statistics would prove. I would think this is. I haven't really did the research. It would be more along the lines of what you said, that it's innate, because tribalism is innate. You fear stuff that's different than you. You know what I mean? You fear stuff that's different than you. But if you've been taught, like that's some things, like some things seem like they're epigenetic, but they may not be. You know what I mean? So I can't really argue it at all.
I mean, if you think about it, how the white race in America was formed, you had the Anglo-Saxon, you had Irish, you had Scottish, you had all these groups of people coming from Europe, right? Now the Irish were almost at our level when they came in, but then you had them entering into the white enclave. Same with other white, like Irish, Germans, and all that stuff. When they come up here, they're white. They're the white class.
Yes.
So they got into the tribe of the white class.
Understood.
We're still on the black tribe.
Yeah.
Or the black class, the underclass, because the black class was created to be the lower tier of the American society.
I see. I read a book called White Trash, the 400-year history of class in America. I forgot the name of the author, but it really breaks it down with what you said. How today, even bigger than social class, has always been the biggest separator. And you had like a caste system is the easiest way to identify social class. And even with different ethnic groups, they still separate by social class, even though people don't understand it. The people,
the boule in the black community.
Oh, exactly. And a lot of people who probably don't read as much as I do or you do, probably wouldn't understand the argument. But you always want for there to be an elite. For there to be an elite, there has to be subservient lower class, and a lot of people are oblivious to that. But it is what it is. I don't mind telling people or trying to get you to be aware, because that's not really my thing is always love, but I'm never going to deny being educated and understanding the dynamics of the world. But I'm an optimist, so I'm always looking for a better tomorrow. And the author of the book "Why Trash the 400-Year Untold History of Class in America" is Nancy Eisenberg, and it is an extremely well written book that argues a lot about things that Dr. Gerald Horne supports. Even I forgot Colin Woodard's. He made a book, and I'm gonna look it up real fast. What was the name of his book? Colin Woodard. Okay, American Nations. It's called American Nations, and it's American Nations: A History of the 11 Rival Regional Cultures of North America, which is a fantastic book. Read that along with the Counter Revolution of 1776 by Dr. Gerald Horne, and you'll get a picture of how America was shaped, of how class separation happened, and how Black people in general were put into a certain social class. You got to read it. The Counter Revolution of 1776 by Dr. Gerald Horne. And with those other two books, it's like it should have been a trilogy. I'm telling you, and it really breaks it down. And I'm just bringing it up, not that anybody would really care, but it's just, I'm sorry, people, but sometimes our conversation goes where it goes, and it is what it is. But
yeah, people need to read more.
Yeah, I'm an avid reader, so I'm always promoting that people. I don't bring up a lot of books all the time, but if you want to ask me the books I read avidly. I'm always trying to absorb information. I'm always trying to learn, and even though some conversations can become uncomfortable, because a lot of people are like, "Oh my God, he's talking about this," but it's really to give you awareness that we can change the world as a group together, and we got to get past our social stigmas and fears and understand that everybody bleeds, everybody wants to live, everybody wants to procreate, everybody wants to be loved, and everybody wants a sense of community. But when you have any group that feels oppressed or feels alienated or ostracized, how can you ever have a system that functions together? That's why it's so much quote unquote gentrification and assimilation in America, because they haven't solved the financial situation. We got a lot of people from all groups, really from the low social economic groups, that are getting put out, or they're being left out and having no place to go. And due to lack of jobs, you got people living in tent cities. And if we could say that we're all human, we would try to connect and help our brothers and sisters, but because we don't see everybody as human, or like you said, Brother Art, everybody wants to look up instead of looking down. We don't have the people that's beneath us, and I'm still working on it. I'm sorry, people, if you don't like it, but I'm just telling you my thoughts.
No, I mean, it is what it is.
It is what it is, bro. I
mean, that's my philosophy. I mean, take it how you want to. My whole saying is this: facts say F your feelings.
Yeah, but it's a lot of conversations. Like everybody knows, anybody knows me, know I'm all about happiness, love, joy, slapping a girl on the butt, that type of stuff. But I will always engage in any serious conversation if people want to engage with me. But like I say, I just come from a different place. I come from a place of love, and I'm willing to listen to anybody in opposition to my position. But please present it in a way where I can understand it, because I could be wrong, and I want people to wake me up, but I'm never going to not talk about things that can change the world to a better. And that's what our conversation right here, I think, if people listen, will say, okay, I need to think about some things. But it is what it is. Sometimes people don't, I'm a channel all over the place, so you don't know what you're gonna get when you come here. But you don't know at all.
Yeah, 1 minute you're talking about some serious stuff, 1 minute you're joking, another you're a gamer.
Yeah,
like make your mind.
Yeah, but life is dynamic, man. I'm not one thing. I don't want people to ever feel that it's just one thing with me. And it's things I can't say, even though I want to, is because of how my life is outside. But if I ever get free of all the chains, my conversation would totally be free. At this time I can't do it. But I don't know if people know that, but I can't. So that's why I speak the way I speak. I can curse, I can do all that stuff. Certain things I can't talk about just because of associations. And it is what it is.
I got you.
Yeah, so yeah.
I thought Mama Foxy was trying to get in.
I wish she would have, Mama Floxy. I wish somebody would get on, because it's always great to have different perspectives, but I know what it is. You got anything on your mind, Brother Art? I'll keep on going with it. It'd be more fun if we had more people just to hop on. It would be great.
No, I was just on YouTube looking at different art videos, tutorials, and stuff like that.
So explain, what were you looking for? Like doing what? What type of art you trying to do?
I got a new program, Clip Studio Paint, and so I'm just trying to look at some simple tips and tricks on it because I had Painter 11, which I was doing my drawings in, and there's not really too many tutorials on that because it came out way before YouTube became popular. So I got this new program, and I was just looking up tips and tricks on how to use like clip mask, and they have a section in this program where I can do some animation. So I was thinking about how I can incorporate that into my YouTube channel.
What's your passion? What's your, like, for me, it's knowledge. I just want to learn and love people. What's your passion?
I got too many.
Like, what motivate? Like, okay, for me, it's always knowledge. I'm always searching for. I'm like a deep thought guy, so I want to understand people's perspectives. I want to sit back and listen to you, and I really like. I don't want to. I like people who think. So it's not. You can call it intellectual. So it's not really. I love to be educated, but I love somebody who's objective. So I love objectivity without too much bias, and I like any type of. When I say argument, I mean when you make a statement that has to be supported or disproved, I like that. Or it makes people think to challenge it. I like those. So my passion is always learning anything that's complex to make me think. That's what I like. And I love people. That's really what I'm about. So what's your brief passion? Like, I'm passionate about lots of things, but if you want to know what really motivates me or moves me, is listening to other people and trying to learn and trying to improve as a human and seeing how I can improve everybody in humanity. I wish I had more money because I would really bless people. People don't even know it. Because I bless a lot of people now. That's how I think. It's always about love for me. Always, always. It's never from a point of hate. And even if the conversation is uncomfortable, it's always coming from love because that's what I'm about. So, you know, that's what I'm trying to be. I'm trying to be a loving human being that can improve as a person.
Yeah, my passions are I like art. I like working with my hands. Because I built my own arcade stick, so I can play like my fighting games.
What's your favorite fighting games? Oh, continue, but I'm just curious. I'm just curious what your favorite fighting games are.
My most favorite game of all time would be King of Fighters 13. Right now, I'm playing Street Fighter 5, Tekken 7, and I got Under Night Ember that I'm playing.
Yeah. I suck at Street Fighter, man. I mean, I used to be decent when I was younger. I mean, I got the Street Fighter anniversary, 30th anniversary, so Brother GK can come serve me. But every time I play it, I suck. And I'm like, man, I don't want to go online and have him kill me because I can't play it.
Oh, yeah, I got that too.
Yeah, I suck at it, man. I'm like the worst, dude.
Which one you playing?
Which Street? I play Street Fighter 2. Like, I don't know any others that good. Like, I can do the Dragon Punch. I can do Hadouken. I can do, like, I'm good with Ken and Ryu. I used to be decent with Guile. I haven't played, like, I used to play it as a kid. So I haven't played it in probably 20 years. I'm trying to get it back. And it's like, man, my timing sucks. I'm not sure of the PS4 joystick. I don't know what it is. I just suck. I suck at doing the moves. That used to be great. I played it on the NES in the arcade a lot, but playing it on the, I said the SNES, not the NES, but playing it on the PS4, man, I'm like, damn, I suck. Man, I'm embarrassed to play it. Do I need an arcade stick? Put it on my lap or something? I don't know.
That's the thing. I would say it's fun to play on an arcade stick, and it's more universal. But play with what you're comfortable with. If you're comfortable with pad, play with pad. Because the arcade stick's gonna cost you some money.
Yeah, I just still suck. Well, I want to say I can afford it, but maybe I'm just financially, economically irresponsible. So I would find a way to afford it even if I couldn't.
Like I would say, well, I will say this: if you just want a basic generic one instead of like one of the fancy ones, Amazon does have it's called like a Mayflash F300 X, and it has the somewhat Japanese parts in it. It's a little small arcade stick that fits in your lap. I think it's like $90.
I guess I'll be waiting on the arcade stick. If it says $90, I think I'll wait.
Yeah.
Oh, wait. Yeah.
I think that's the cheapest one. That's the best one that you could probably get.
Yeah.
For a good price.
I'm up tonight, so I'll probably game in a minute. Like
I was gonna do it before I saw you. I was gonna stream.
What was you gonna play?
Sekiro, because I was starting that, but I ain't touched that in like weeks.
Shadows Die Twice.
Yeah,
man, I played that once And
that game, it's hard. It's hard.
I'm
It's a
gonna,
hard game.
that's what I'm gonna do. I think I'm gonna hook that up and play that too, because I think I would enjoy being stupid and playing that game. Like I got right now, he went to see. I just started at the beginning where he get inside to see the princess, and then I haven't walked out yet. So I don't even know what I'm supposed to do, but I'm gonna figure it out. I'm gonna do it in a little bit. That'll be what it is, because I need to figure out. Like I'm good. Like if you look at my PS4 and Steam, you will see how much I killed Dark Souls 2, Dark Souls 3, and Bloodborne.
You can't play this game like Dark Souls.
Yeah, well, I figured out. I don't even know how to play. You ain't gotta tell me. I'm gonna drive on into it. You motivated me, man. I actually, people don't know how much I love to play games, man. But I love, like I tell you, the game that messed me up the most, Breath of the Wild blew me away. That's like playing Elder Scrolls. How awesome they did. If you haven't got a Nintendo Switch, you need to get a Nintendo Switch just to play Breath of the Wild, man. I got some other games I even played on the Switch. Like I started to play Super Mario Odyssey, but I didn't play that. Started to play. Ain't nothing like that game, man. Breath of the Wild. Woohoo! If you ain't played it, play it.
Yeah, Breath of the Wild's a good game.
Man,
most of all the Zelda games were good.
Yeah, but before Breath of the Wild, my favorite was the Wind Waker. Before Wind Waker was 64, and before 64, I liked them all. To tell you the truth, but my favorite was Wind Waker. Wind Waker, I didn't like them.
I don't think there really was a really bad Zelda game.
A lot of people didn't like Link. Adventures of Link, I liked it. Adventures of Link, the second one, I liked. I thought it was great. People didn't like that one. I remember they didn't like it.
Yeah, but that's early on. I'm talking about like recently.
Yeah,
past 20 years, 25, 30 years.
Yeah, I know a lot of people didn't like Skyward Sword either. But I started.
Really?
Yeah, I know a lot of people. Did you like it? Skyward Sword? Did you play it?
No, I have not played it, but I mean, I've heard people say good things about it.
I've heard more people say, it's okay. That's what I heard. Like, and I played a little bit of it, but that's the only one that I got that I never finished it. Skyward Sword. Only Zelda game, Breath of the Wild is it though.
Oh, okay.
If I can't get nobody else to join, man, me and you gonna just be running, yapping our mouths. Listen, but come on in, people. This one person, other than me and Brother Art, talking fantastic.
Yeah. Change the conversation, people.
Now everybody want to come in, man. Now I feel like
it's early though. So
you think it's early? Like, talk about late night, or see? For me, what time is it? For me, it's 1 o'clock in the morning, 2 o'clock. I don't know. Wow. What time is it for you?
5 o'clock in the morning.
Oh wow, man. Times are changing.
Yeah, I mean, well, yeah, you on the
West Coast. Yeah.
Yes.
But Brother Art, it's been a pleasure. I want to keep on talking, but nobody want to jump in. Unless you got something you want to talk about. If not, I think I'm gonna stop this and I might just stream playing some games. I may start off with Shadows Die Twice, because that'll be fun.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna do the same thing too. I'm just gonna look at one more tutorial, then I'm gonna help on the game.
All right, then. All right, Brother Art. Hey, for everybody who came and watched me, I know it wasn't probably the most, it was fun for me. I enjoyed it with Brother Art. I just would have had more fun if people would have hopped on and chit chat, but I understand. It is what it is. Much love to you all. For everybody who came and checked me out, it's cool. I hope I didn't really need to interview, but sometimes it's really going to be shout out everybody, but I shout some love. Husky and Wolf Dog, much love. Harold, Random Videos, much love. Of course, Pamela, much love. Nene Eats, much love to you. Brother Bax, much love. She TV, much love. I'm just much love to everybody. Brother Kelvin, much love. Of course, Brother Art. And just much love to everybody. SM Gamer, much love. Hopefully we'll connect in the future. Anything you want to say before I bounce out? Somebody else show up?
No.
I was hoping. I hope somebody would have wanted to hop on and get into a chit chat. But anyway, Brother Art, it's been a pleasure, man. I'm about to end this, and then I'm gonna launch up a game and play something and just run my mouth.
I hear you, man.
All right, man. All right, appreciate you, dude.
Yes, sir.